Gentlemen, the story that I am about to tell you, the message that it has hidden within, could help save your relationship, save your marriage, maybe even save your life, depending on your spouse. There's this gentleman, let's say, a friend, maybe, tasked with going to the store. Now, I know, we've all heard that story before. Husband sent off to the store, boyfriend sent off to the store, particular set of things to retrieve, and comes home with something different. Well, this friend of mine, let's call him, I don't know, Dan. Dan went to the store with a list of items to get. Only one specific item on there for his wife, just one. Everything else was his or the daughter's or the son's, but one thing for his wife, just the one. And not only did she add it to Dan's list, but she gave Dan a picture of the item that she wanted. It was a simple picture, simple item. Box of wine, box of Pinot Grigio, some wine, something. He didn't know. He doesn't drink wine. What does he know about wine? He's a beer drinker. Wine, schmine, it's wine, it's fine, right? Well, Dan went and checked everything off that shopping list all the way down and went and got that box of wine. But the box of wine that Dan got, yeah, it wasn't the right wine. Now you may ask why I have Dan's box of wine here. That's a story for another day. But Dan, feeling really bad that he had gotten the wrong box of wine for his wife, and especially since it was on the list and there was a picture involved, although I saw the picture that was sent to Dan, and this looks awfully like the picture that was sent to Dan. Not exactly, but close. Easy mistake. We could all understand how Dan could make such a mistake. But feeling bad the way Dan did, he got back in his truck and he drove back to the store. And now his wife wasn't all too happy that he did that, and said, don't worry about it, and I'll just drink what you got me, and don't worry about going back. And so there was a little bit of tension there and a little going back, but Dan, no, he's gonna go back and get the right thing. So Dan went back to the store and got the right box. No, Dan didn't get the right box of wine either. And again, you may ask why I have Dan's box of wine here at my house. Well, I'll tell that story someday. So, 2 boxes of wine in, Dan was. Neither one of them matched the picture exactly. Neither one of them were the right kind of wine that his wife wanted. That night was pretty tense in Dan's house, let me tell you. And I know, because I'm very close with Dan. And yeah. So the next day, while picking his son up from school, Dan has a son too, and picking his son up from school, he decided to go to the liquor store one more time. This time with a plan, dang it. And here's where the point comes in of this whole story. Dan went to the liquor store and he pulled up that picture that he had on his phone, and he went to the counter, first confessing his sins to the person behind the counter, saying, "This is what I did. I'm a horrible husband and I made these mistakes. Could you please help me make sure that I pick out the exact right wine that my wife really wanted. Well, let me tell you, Dan delivered, because that time, using that method, he was able to bring home the right wine. And let me tell you, his wife was incredibly happy, incredibly grateful. And now they have 3 boxes of wine to drink. So don't be a Dan. Just pay attention to the picture that your wife sends you if you happen to be shopping, or your spouse. It doesn't have to be your wife, but I know like 95% of my audience currently is all men when I look at the statistics. So men, let this be a warning to you. Look at the picture. Make sure you're matching it up exactly to the box of wine that's on the shelf before you select it and bring it home. Don't be a Dan. This Tale for Men was brought to you by me, Dave, not Dan. My name's Dave. The guy in the story, his name was Dan. I'm Dave. This is Old Dad's Studio. Today is February 20th, 2025. This is vlog number 51. We're over the hump of 50 and on an uphill climb. But that's going to do it for me today. I just wanted to share the story of Dan, a life lesson for all of the men and all of the partners. Anybody who's doing shopping and they're not together and somebody's got a list and a thing and they want it, and now you know what to do. Pay attention to what's on that list, especially if there's a picture. All right. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.